Oh shit, here we go again.
So, It Chapter 2 is finally out. This was one of my most anticipated movies of the entire year, and I had to wait 2 years to see this. But was it worth it? Yes it was. Before I go on, I'm going to say that this review will be shorter than the other two It reviews I made, as to not spoil anything for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. Now, I can continue. It Chapter 2 is amazing. This is easily one of my favorite films of 2019, and is just as good as the first one in my opinion. This movie's getting mixed reviews. I don't really get it. This movie was fantastic. If you don't like this movie, you can go you are 100% entitled to your own opinion, and that is okay with me. I have to get this out of the way. The casting is perfect. These actors actually look like they could be the cast from the first movie. Of course, the best is Bill Hader as Richie, but I also love James McAvoy as Bill and James Ransone as Eddie. I mean, he literally looks like Jack Dylan Grazer as an adult. Jessica Chastain and Jay Ryan are great as Beverly and Ben. And yes, that is the Old Spice guy playing Mike. Even Teach Grant, who plays Henry Bowers, is great. And yes, we learn how he gets out of that well. But of course, the real star here is Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise. He is still as awesome and terrifying as he was in the first. This movie does include some controversial stuff from the novel, specifically the death of Adrian Mellon and Beverly being abused by her husband. The miniseries briefly touched upon the latter, but being a miniseries in the early 90s, they couldn't really do much with that. The first one doesn't appear in the miniseries at all, because you can't put something like that in there. It is a pretty brutal scene, but it is important, because it shows how much of an influence it has over the town, and it's the first modern day attack in Derry. Now, It Chapter 2 is a long movie. A very long movie. It's 2 hours and 49 minutes long, but not once did it slow down for me or was I bored during it. 2019 must be the year of really long but fantastic movies. First, we got Avengers Endgame, then we got Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and now we have It Chapter 2. That final battle in Its lair, that was awesome. The movie has a lot of flashbacks in it, but they're not boring, and we do get more of the losers as children with stuff that wasn't in the first movie. Kind of like how the book goes back and forth between the kids and adults. God, I really need to read that book. As for negatives, well, on some of the flashback scenes, the de-aging looks a little weird, especially on Finn Wolfhard, but that's all I could really think of. Overall, I absolutely loved It Chapter 2. It's just as good as the first one in my opinion, and I can't wait to watch this as a double feature with the first one when it comes out on Blu-ray. Please go see this movie, and I'm going to give It Chapter 2 4.5 out of 5. If you want more of me, subscribe, and I have my gaming channel and all my social medias in the description. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some reading to do.